y'all. Welcome back to our Unapologetic Era,
Unfiltered, unapologetic. We're
where
here.
today I'm pretending like I'm responsible and I have notes. So we'll see how that goes.
Don't be lying. She chat GBT that shit.
And then I adjusted it. Look,
I appreciate your preparedness because usually
I multitasked like a bitch yesterday.
I am usually on your ass. I'm like, I can't wait till the day of to give me notes. Give me something. Now I'm just like, I'm the one winging it, and you're the
Maybe
one.
you should always have a migraine.
Oh,
Because
right.
I was like, I gotta fill in the gap. She's not gonna do it. I gotta do it.
It was not happening yesterday.
I was on top of it. No, but Gabe, my 15-year-old, came in and he goes, I thought you said you had a lot of stuff to do. I said, I'm working right now.
Doesn't
look
mean
like-
mopping and sweeping the floor. I mean, I got shit to do.
I was like, just because I'm looking at an iPad doesn't mean I'm not working.
Oh, that he's going to use that such. I'm going to use that excuse next time.
He did, like, you know how I hung out with him this weekend? He went with me to the gas station twice, and I had to bribe him with an energy drink. And he went to the grocery store with me yesterday, and I had to tell him, you're not eating anything the rest of the day unless you go with me because I don't know what you want. And then, you know what he did? He literally stood behind me and nudged me through the grocery store.
With the buggy?
No, with his body. And I was like, why are you like pushing me? And he's like, you don't need to look at this. You don't need to look at this. Like, come on, let's go. And I was like, well, but I do want to look at it.
Okay, I'm glad I know it's not just same thing, teenage boy.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's the other thing too is I was like, okay, maybe he's hungry because I did bring him here to get food. We got home, he just left the food. He just left it on the counter.
Guys, same thing. Same thing. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me.
He did ask for my assistance at one point yesterday because for some reason it's really hot in his room. And so I have like a million layers over his he's got like a picture window in there. So I have like a bunch of layers over it. And his blinds were stuck up. And he's like, I need your help. That's it. That's the only thing. Other than that, it was just walking through to tell me I wasn't working hard enough. Anyway, today we are going to dive into the craziest, shittiest things that our exes, and hopefully we'll hear from our friends about their stories and their exes, of the excuses they have used for cheating to justify cheating because it wasn't really cheating.
So we were gaslit.
100%. Like if there was anything that actually fit the word gaslit any better, it would be like this is, especially once we started talking about it last night and I was like, I'm trying to think of a story. I'm sure I have a story. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I got a story. Because I remember in the moment, like, anyway, I want you to tell your story first, but I remember in the moment it was crazy. Crazy. Worse than whenever I was stalking my ex-husband.
And it's crazy the ones we remember. I mean, 30, not 30 years ago, but pretty damn close.
My mother took notes. And every now and again, she's like, because she knows we do the podcast, and she's like, if you want me to send you all the notes that I took so that you'll have, I'm like, that is scary on so many levels.
Why?
I'd like to think that she took notes and I know why she did it. She said, because you will forget. But why do
you need to remember those things?
Right. I'm forgetting for a reason, correct?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to write a bestseller.
She's going to give you a book. When she dies, there's going to be a printed out book.
It's done already.
It'll be like this thick.
It's done already. And she
Here's
keeps
your life
wanting
lessons, Leah. You won't listen to me.
She texted me. She texted me the other day because I did the video saying that I've figured it out finally that I'm the problem. And I was like, my friends, my mom texted me out of the blue. She goes, by the way, I never actually said that you were the problem. Didn't acknowledge the video. Didn't acknowledge like what I said. That's all her text said. And I was like, thumbs up.
We don't have time for that shit.
Okay.
I don't have time for that shit.
Number 1.
Yes. Okay, so picture us of this. So me and my ex broke up. This was my house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lisa, my name, my house. So he had moved in with me. We had mutually broke up.
Mm-hmm.
And he, I was like, not from here. And I was like, look, I'm going to move out for a week. I have somewhere to go. You do not. I'm going to move out for a week. And then you be out, in a week or whatever. So I thought I was being a decent human being. and being gracious to be like, you know what, you don't have anywhere to go. I'm not here to put you on the street. Like, yeah, we broke up for some pretty effed up reasons, but
We're still broke up.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
And this is my house.
yeah, which hindsight done complete things too fucking differently.
Always.
But I come back a few days later when he was supposed to be at work and I was coming to get some stuff because I needed my clothes for work and I didn't have him with me. And so at that point I walk in and he's passed out and this girl is next to him. Mindful in my
Was
bed
it
too.
actually there?
Yeah. And I say girl because I'm not using the word woman. She was 18 years old
Ew.
and he was 10 years older than her.
Ew.
So I feel like I can say girl.
You
There was a
can,
girl
and
in my bed.
you want to talk about just like emotional filler for the moment. Grabbing an 18-year-old's just like, hey, I just need somewhere to stick it and somebody to not make me feel bad for what I've done.
So now I lost my train.
I'm sorry.
And so like at that point, he like I like yell his name, right? To wake his ass up.
Mm-hmm.
This is daylight, in the middle of the day. You're not even supposed to be here. Go, And so I wake his butt up and he's like completely was like, what are you talking about? There's nobody here.
I'm sorry.
I'm not, he's like,
That's whenever, like, when I saw the dog.
yeah, he's like, what are you talking about? There's nobody here. And I got it. I'm like,
She has blonde hair.
she did have blonde hair. Her name rhymed with roach, by the way. And so I know.
Wait, sorry. Not talking about you're throwing me off.
We live in some parish trash. We ain't talking about that. But I thought,
No, I'm talking about the LP.
yeah. And then I was like, she's right there. So she jumps up immediately and just doesn't say a word and grabs her stuff and runs out. Smartest, I would give her credit in that. Smart ass idea. Get the fuck out of this situation.
She was just a filler, so it's not like she had something to
She's smart
defend.
enough at 18 to know to freaking get the hell out.
Yeah.
But then at that point, he's like, well, he's like, this was my house for the week. I can do what I want. This isn't your house right now. And I'm like,
Really?
bitch, I'm paying rent. At no point was this your
He
other
w-
house.
So his name was not on the lease.
His name was on a lease and he never once paid a penny towards anything. Another red, should have been a red flag.
Yeah.
But it felt like, okay, you ever seen that episode of Friends that's like Ross and Rachel and they're like, we're broken up. We weren't broken up. And he cheated and like the whole scenario. And he's
Yeah.
like, we were broken up and wrote this like 20-page
Yeah.
letter.
Yeah. We're on a
I felt like I
break.
was in a
We're on a break. We're on a break.
Oh, we're on a break. We're on a break. I
Yeah.
felt like I was in a sitcom of being gaslit of like, we're on a break. We're on a break. Like, you're in my fucking bed and you're in my house.
Okay, so my question for you is, all these years later, and I think I know who you're talking about. Y'all, I don't think y'all would talk very easily, but if you could, and you asked him, "Hey, remember when?" Would he admit it or not?
Oh,
Because y'all have obviously gone your separate ways like a long time ago. So there's
no,
no
it'd still be
reason.
my fault.
Okay.
It would be a way to be my fault of either you didn't fulfill me in the way I needed to be fulfilled, so I sought out other ways. And I guarantee you that wasn't the first time someone's probably
Been in your bed.
been in my bed.
That's gross.
And then he tried to deny it. He's like, nothing happened. She just gave me a blowjob. Nothing happened. And I'm like, looking at let's just say it, cum stain towel that's on the floor that was,
So
utilized.
she got the job done.
And then he fucking left, never came back, and I had to clean the cum stain towel myself. It was in the washing machine, but still.
Did you know which towel it was from then on out? Or was it a towel that just got mixed in with the rest?
I ended up throwing it away.
Yeah. I burned a pair of shoes. There was a certain pair of shoes that I really wanted. And when I found out that my ex cheated, he told me at some point that one of the girls that he was cheating on me with, helped him pick the shoes out. Even though they were specific shoes that I wanted. Somehow or another, she still participated. And I don't remember why he told me this. And I don't remember if he told me before I found out that he had cheated or after. Doesn't matter. But the point is that I took the shoes outside into the driveway and I lit them on fire. And I took pictures. And I still have the pictures in my album. And every now and again, that memory pops up. And I'm like, hell yeah, I burnt those boogers. I mean, they is blazing. Also, broke all the mugs, like coffee mugs, because they all were sentimental. That was like my thing. Like that was my like collection. Like anytime we did anything, which we never really did anything, but anytime we did anything, I would get. So I only had like 3. No, I'm kidding. I would get a coffee mug as like a representation of that sentimental whatever.
Right.
So I went out in the driveway and I broke them all. Like I threw them and I broke them. And I thought this is very therapeutic. And I told my family what I was doing, and they thought I was suicidal. I was not suicidal. I was just,
If you really want revenge, you break him behind his car.
I
so
think
as
it was
he's
a,
backing out. He has to roll over them all.
I not intentionally, but I can still see myself doing it. And it was in the spot where he parked all the time. But that wasn't intentional. It was just furthest away from the house. Like it was safer there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Um,
Yeah, so that was my Ross and Rachel moment of being gaslit that the invisible girl was in the bed that wasn't there.
it's a lot like that dog I could see that wasn't there. And that girl I could hear talking in the bedroom that wasn't there. Okay, so my story actually is, in my opinion, is super fucked up. um, and I ask men this all the time now. I ask, and I'll tell you what the question is. I ask after.
You should know it's fucked up. Why are you gauging other people's opinions? It's fucked
because
up.
I want to know if everybody's fucked up or if, and like I'm just like this. I live in a bubble of thinking this is like not an okay thing, and everybody else does. So that's why I feel I have to ask now. There's a few things I have to ask now. This is one of them. But anyway,
Is this like your top 10 questions on the dating profile when you go through a date?
I mean,
Would this
I
be a
should
fucked up
have.
scenario in
Oh.
your head? Like
This no, all you need no. When I tell you the scenario, you'll okay. Anyway, story goes like this. Actually, I don't remember why he told me. My mom probably has it in her notes. But yeah, my ex told me that he was getting happy ending massages, um, which concerned me because I knew it was illegal, but also he was cheating. And so I pointed that out to him, and he said, "It's not cheating. It's not cheating because it's a transaction. It's transactional." So, like, in his mind, it was the same as getting the massage. Like, I got the massage, I got a nut. Like, same thing. Like, she just kept rubbing.
damn, he was smart. That's a tax expense. He just totally written off all
He
his
did
happy
keep-
endings on a tax
He
expense.
did keep the receipts, so it's possible he wrote it.
He
He
wrote
wrote it
that
off.
shit off
Possibly.
as a
'Cause
sports massage.
then after that, and I started digging, and I started finding receipts from massage parlors. I'm like, well, I could like, because my mother worked for intelligence at the time.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And they would raid massage parlors, but this was out of their jurisdiction, so I couldn't. But I was like, there you go. Yeah, but he 100% told me that was not cheating. Not at all. It was a transaction. Even when I pointed out that it was illegal, he said, doesn't matter. It's just a transaction. And if you had done a better job of taking care of me, I wouldn't need to go to these extremes to enjoy my pecker.
I'm always curious of those happy ending places. Is this like you lay in your stomach, there's a hole in the table and she's under the table?
No.
Is there like an oral thing? Is it just a hand thing?
I know
Is it
now
like-
because I've asked so many different men about it,
I
and
was
some do
curious.
it. So I've gotten more information. I mean, I've had a bunch of years to gather information. So the question that I ask men
your
is,
data set.
my question is, I go, have you ever had a happy ending massage? And they think I'm being like, ooh, I'm giving away my secrets right now. They think I'm being like flirtatious or like, ooh, it's this
Ooh, she
dirty
looks
little girl.
sexy,
Yeah.
isn't he?
And so they'll say yes or no. And if they say no, I'm like, oh, thank God. And I'll do it just like that. I'm like, oh, thank God. Because that's just like, bleh.
You're lying.
No, you can tell. Because when the ones that usually say no, they're like, what? Like they have like a
Time out.
surprise. What?
Mr. Producer Man,
He has not had a happy ending massage.
I'm not asking about happy ending.
Yeah. What
Do
we
you
asked?
think, what is the percentage of men that you think are lying about what she just asked?
About getting happy ending
Well,
massages.
I think the big question is where was this building located and what is the address so we can give this massage?
I actually know of a bunch of them if you'd like to.
She's got a spreadsheet. We'll send
But
it to you.
these
I was doing this
particular
for the
ones
fans.
were in New Orleans, Louisiana.
You walk by them often.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Can't miss
you
them.
do walk. Sometimes the people that work there don't even realize they do them there.
Huh. It's probably the best way to go about doing it. No, I have never had one, and I think probably
Give me a percentage.
45%.
That's a strange number, but probably pretty
I
accurate.
will tell you when.
And probably about pretty accurate to who said yes and no to me also.
Yeah, I would say 25% are lying to you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
I-
maybe so, but I usually can tell by their reaction because they're kind of like taken back by it.
We're getting off on another tangent. We'll come back around. But I would tell you when I was in Thailand and we were sitting.
But that's freaking Thailand where they got little wee wees.
Well, we were sitting in Thailand and we're getting just a foot massage, like in this room, and it has a
You want
stairway.
you want patty patty? Patty
There's a
patty?
stairway going up, and I can't tell you how many white men between the age of probably 50 and 70 walked past us
For a 30-minute massage
and were gone upstairs.
during their lunch break.
That was nighttime. But I cannot tell.
Anytime you see a massage parlor that stays open till like 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
they rubbing it out.
But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
So my question I always ask them, I say, do you get happy ending massages? And, they answer yes or no. If they say no, I'm usually like, thank God. If they say yes, I start asking questions. Because I have this fucked up brain where instead of me being as appalled as I am in my brain, I think, play it cool and get some information.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah. So a lot of more people do it than you think, and it's not that expensive, which is kind of disappointing for them. And a lot of them feel exactly the same way my ex did. It's transactional. It's not cheating, and it's not like I'm like, well, if it's just like masturbating, then just go home.
Not the same. It's not the same.
Then it's cheating. Like, and this whole thing about saying like porn is cheating, I'm not getting into it. That's so deep. But like, if we're gonna go as far as to saying that watching other people have sex is cheating, then why in the world would anyone ever think that that's not?
My perspective of cheating is anything that takes you away emotionally or physically from your significant other is cheating.
That's it. That's deep. That's deep. It's true.
I mean, that's how
It's
I
deep.
feel.
I try to keep it. I mean, I don't disagree with you, but if I was talking to a man, I would try to keep it more simple because, simple brains and they think we're dramatic and too emotional. But no, I definitely agree with you. To me, it's always been like if you're in any way, shape, or form asking, doing whatever with another female that's not your partner, and you're not giving that to your partner, you're not good morning, like not sending her good mornings, or
Yeah.
then you're cheating.
That's what I was saying. Like anything you're taking away mentally to focus on someone else that's not
Mhm.
focusing on your significant other, to me, it's cheating.
Yeah. So
Don't have to put your little PP in a VV and there's other levels of cheating. Absolutely. Asking a woman for a picture. That's emotionally and mentally cheating to me. Like, you just don't do that shit.
it happens a lot, actually. And look, I don't disagree with you. I really don't. And as a single person, I have a different perspective now on it than then, because then, like, my whole world blew up, and I was so married. Like, I didn't even ever even consider like cheating wasn't an option. I was never gonna cheat,
Right.
emotionally or physically. And so
Is
this
that-
was just like
well, I don't know your situation, but for me, it's not worth what I have to lose.
I didn't even think.
In the
I didn't
bigger
even.
picture.
I guess in my mind, I had settled those thoughts so long before that
Mhm.
it wasn't even something that was in the back of my mind. I didn't flirt. I didn't give any like nothing. In fact, I told somebody that distracted me. Sorry,
Squirrel.
sorry. I forgot what I was gonna say now. Thanks. You
Well, I will
distracted
tell.
me.
It's pretty damn impressive that these men can turn this into basically a betrayal into a business pitch. That's what it comes down to. They're like, it was just a transaction. I'll
And
be writing this off.
you're crazy. You're crazy for being upset.
Mhm.
When I found out an ex had a year-long emotional affair with one of my very good friends. Oh, the same one.
It was never physical.
No, it was never
you
physical
know.
by her choice. Because
how nice of her.
when I tell you I tortured this poor girl, it was probably like 3 months that I tortured her. Like, I don't know. Anyway, that's wrong of me, but I was not in a good place. She's who helped pick out the shoes. When I found out about her, I talked to her first before I talked to him. And she was very apologetic, and she
Pretty
had
smart. But
she had ended it because she had met somebody that she wanted to be with. Now, here's what's interesting, and she said this, and I know she knows. I know she doesn't realize what she said, but she said, "I met somebody who I wanted to be with and I cared about, and it wasn't fair to him to continue to." What about me? I'm sleeping in the bed next to the other guy. So,
relevant.
but you see what I'm saying? Like, the girl that was having the emotional affair, he was married, I was the wife, she was my friend supposedly. She wasn't worried about me. She wasn't worried about the marriage. She didn't want to offend or do anything to tarnish her new relationship. So she cut it off with my husband.
Because it was never going to go anywhere, so she was prioritizing.
Okay,
someone else.
so her and I talked about this, and then I go to the man, and I'm like, hey, I know something. And I was so nervous because I was like, I have a bomb. I'm dropping a bomb. And I'm like, I talked to so and so. Y'all have been doing this for a year now.
God, that's crazy.
His response was, "Oh my God, you probably really upset her. Do you have? Do you know what the stress that probably put on her and the anxiety?
Oh my God.
Do I just not exist because neither one of you gave a shit about me? Neither one of you either. Like I get it more that he wouldn't because he was making a decision still that was a completely crazy response, but her too. And I know to this day she probably doesn't even realize she said that and how she said it because she was being nice to me, like she was sympathetic or
Yeah.
empathetic, either one. But
But still, it's like this is what was said to me, and I could imagine some form of way it was said to you too. Is like you're making a big deal out of nothing.
oh, well, yeah, because he didn't actually cheat.
Yeah, you're making. Yeah, I
But
could see.
they were having very long conversations all throughout the day and all throughout the night. It was, good morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. While that fucker's sleeping next to me, farting in my bed. Like, bleh? Yuck.
But that was ugh. That was mine. Always, he was always constantly fucking asking women for pictures, just all the time. Remember we talked about this? Remember
I have no idea if my ex did that, but probably so.
Remember we talked about this because I started reenacting the photos that these women were
Mhm.
sending to him, and then I would send them to him.
Yep.
Well, that we'll never know if that really whatever happened there. But yeah, that was you're just making a big deal out of nothing. It's just pictures
Yeah.
that you. But
Well,
then he would go in. He told me this later, after a long time later, but he would go into the bathroom and then have phone sex with them. They would send a picture.
I
He would
can't
call
even say
them.
what I want to say right now because I'll probably get sued. But yeah, mine did stuff in the bathroom too.
Oh, you can't say that. Stop. Not that part. But you can't continue that conversation. I'll nip
not.
that in the bud for you right there.
I'm not.
It's like, and then they want to make you, hey, you're the fucking crazy one while he's walking around with his fucking pants around his ankles still. Like, that was my scenario. I'm like,
Also, I made him vomit because that guy who put his hand on my lower back that kissed me at that bachelorette party,
yeah.
and I freaked out because I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe this happened. I cannot believe this happened. I call my ex and I'm like, I was scared to tell him what happened, but I was like, something like, we got to fix us because I knew like that wasn't okay.
Mm-hmm.
When I did tell him that the kiss happened, he fell out on the ground crying, wrote me a letter from work telling me he'd been vomiting for 2 days because he was so sick over what I had done to him that he could never be in the same room with me again. This is the same ex who was having the transactional rub outs.
Not to mention other things we can't talk about.
Right, lots of other things,
that
but
we both know about.
but it was just like,
Uh-uh.
you want to talk about push somebody psychologically to their breaking point? He did a damn good job, and I can say I'm still standing. I'm kind of proud. I'm a little loony, but I'm still standing. Actually, I'm less loony and just more broke.
I still have some loony in there. But it's
But now I ask weird questions like, do you get hand jobs whenever you go get a massage? And then my next question is, how well do you back up a trailer? Because these are things that matter to me.
you gotta hit the zombies in the apocalypse for me. Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I got us off track. But yeah, that's my escapade, and it was, great.
I think when it comes like why, and because this isn't my only, I mean, I can honestly say besides my current relationship, I've never been in a relationship that has not cheated on me.
Oh shit.
I'm like, no joke. I can never honestly say. Now, when I say relationship, I'm talking about maybe 6 months plus.
Right.
No, nothing, even maybe
Right.
a year plus. But
I
I've
can
never.
think of one person that I dated, but it wasn't for long that I know he didn't cheat on me. But I cut it off early because I got really intense, really fast type thing.
Yeah.
And so I cut it off early. And so I know he didn't cheat on me. Plus, it was COVID. But yeah, we talk about my picker being broken. I mean, they're not all like the same types of human beings. It's not like I'm like, she likes biker chicks that hang out in bars. Like, and so I'm asking for it. I mean, some of them are okay.
But why do they always come back for more?
You mean like after we're
Like,
after we find out?
Yeah, like why or
Because
even
they don't want to be
after-
the bad guy. That's all it comes down to.
So they come back for more because they just want to be forgiven, and they feel like if you're giving to them physically your body,
They
that
want to
you've
be
been
able to.
forgiven?
They want to walk away with them having the control of. I feel good about this situation, even though I fucked it up real bad. But that's exactly what it is. Is I don't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
And that type of person actually scares me more than just like your biker dude that hangs out at the bar all the time, because they're really smart.
I wish I would have known sooner, because every single relationship that we're talking about, I wish I would have known sooner just to be like blocked and walked away and never talk to these people ever again. I wish I would have been emotionally mature enough to be like, done.
I could have saved myself so much heartache. I know. Again, like I said with the thing with my mom, I also, if I'd have just listened to people around me, but there's one thing that I am, and that is stubborn. Very stubborn. Very, very stubborn.
All right, what'd you learn in all this? Let's wrap this up for me.
What did I learn? To ask about happy endings. I haven't figured it out yet. I don't have an answer to this question.
I think I've learned everybody that wears cargo shorts is a red flag to me. I'm not joking. I think it was just maybe a time, maybe.
The happy ending guy did not wear cargo shorts. It would have added weight to him.
It made his thighs look too big.
he liked his legs. But he did wear wife beaters and breakaway pants whenever I met him. So, that could have been a red flag.
I wish I would have known.
It was a red flag, actually.
I wish I would have known what gaslighting was before this point, to recognize it better.
I do too. But when you're being gaslit, it's called that for a reason. Like, you really are being mind fucked. So you can all day long, you can say somebody's trying to gaslight you. Like, in the moment, you can say it, but you're in your mind, you're going, am I though? Is this? What's going on? Am I making something out of nothing or not? So that's whenever I'm probably
There's invisible dogs and invisible women laying in beds.
that was awesome. Look, I know that sounds sketch and crazy as fuck, but y'all just had to have been there. You just had to have been there. If you had been a fly on the wall, it was kind of like a Seinfeld episode. I like to compare my life to Seinfeld episodes.
Yeah, that's another good one too.
Because it's weird and chaotic, but in the end, everybody loves each other.
Well, that being said, we love you guys. Join us on our chaotic relationship ventures next.
Please subscribe on the YouTube, even if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, because we really, really need those numbers to look as good as everything else does. It'd be so helpful. And then also, I would love for more engagement. So throw your comments, questions, give us subjects you'd like us to talk about. I mean, we really do love men. And we just are trying to learn from our past. No man hate.
Hey, give me some men on here. Give me some men on here. But what seems to be happening is all y'all are chickening out when it comes time to show up.
Okay, for all of my watchers that are going to say, I want to be on the show, I want to be on the show, I want to be a guest. Yeah, you say that until I call you the day before for prep, and then all of a sudden you're busy.
Yeah.
That's happened how many times now?
Because they don't want to be Look, I can have a grown conversation on here with a man, not call them out, and just have an intellectual stimulation.
Hey, if
I understand a man's perspective.
If I bring alcohol, will y'all show up?
Here's your Bud Light. Just drinking a Pepsi.
No, we can't have beer. That's no fun.
That's the level of some of these men we're talking about.
Domestics.
All right, guys. We love you.
Talk to you later. Peace
Bye.
out.